Speaking fluently in English is good, but wouldn't it be better if you sound more native? Isn't it sexier? Today, we are here to talk about American accents. To tell you the truth, I love both American and British accents, and my accent is closer to the American. If you listen to me closely, you will understand that, because mostly I have been trained with American accent. Though in the soon future, I might change my accent with a British one, particularly with modern RP accent, because it really sounds beautiful, and I have some plans in my mind about UK. And if I have to be honest, other English accents bother me, and I'm talking about non-native accents. I know I also don't exactly sound like an American because I didn't have such a goal. I didn't want to be indistinguishable, but strong non-native accents are they really needed? And before saying something bad about other nationalities, I should tell that I'm a Turkish guy, and we as Turkish English speakers, we also have a pretty shitty accent. I don't like how Turkish English sounding. I used to sound like that, but I changed my accent because I simply didn't like it. But I have seen and heard people coming from other nationalities like German, French, Spanish, Italian, Russian, Indian, many other ones, and they are like, gosh. But at this point, I must warn you, it doesn't matter how strong accent you have, you should never ever stop talking in English, because this is the most important thing you can do if you want to develop this language. Fuck the guys on the internet talking like me about I'm bothered by this accent, or I want to sound like that, or you shouldn't create this sound and this and that. Fuck those kind of things, and please continue talking, because if you want to become fluent, or if you want to develop this language overall, speaking as much as possible is the most important thing you should do. Still, I believe that working on your accent and pronunciation is as important as working on your fluency. Because if people can't understand you because of your accent or your pronunciation, what is the point of speaking in English in the first place, right? So, once again, as I told you, I know I don't exactly sound like an American because I don't have such a goal. I have other priorities in my life today, and I think for now my accent is not bad. But if you have such a purpose, I know how you can exactly sound like a Native American, because I have the right information and tools for you. And in this video, I'm gonna reveal those tools and information, so make sure you keep watching this video till the end. And as a bonus, in the future, I might create a video about how to master a British accent. If I master it, I can create that video by myself, or maybe I can get help from someone else. We will see. That being said, let's start with a fact. There is not just one American accent. There are dozens of them. There is Boston accent, New England accent, New York accent, Northern accent, LA accent, Southern accent, and many other ones. So this is why in this video we're gonna talk about standard American English, which is accepted as the standard throughout the country, and with this accent, people from everywhere can understand you without having a single problem. And the first key feature of American accent is open vowel sounds. These sounds are called as open vowel sounds because if you compare them with British English, you will see that you create an A sound with a more open mouth shape. In British English, you would hear words like not, awesome, obsolete, thought. But in American English, you would hear these exact words like not, awesome, obsolete, thought. I think you can hear the difference, right? In British English, I create an O shape with my mouth, and I create an O sound like not, obsolete. But in American, I create an A sound with a more open mouth, not, obsolete. This is the first key feature of American English. And the second one is this, ash sound, which is sounding like air. So ash sound in American English is important because if there's an A letter in a word, and after that A letter, if there's a nasal sound like N, M, or N, that A sound becomes an ash sound and it sounds like air. Let me give you a couple of examples and you will understand what I mean. In British English, you would hear this word as hand, but in American, it's hand. Hand, hand. In British, this word is anger. In American, it's anger. Anger, anger. In British, this is can't, can't. In American, this is can't, can't. And. Understand, understand. I think you can hear the difference. Understand, understand. And. You hear that sound, right? Hand, understand. This sound is something specific to American, and it really gives the vibe of the American accent. Han, I understand you, right? And the third key feature of American English is American R. We can't stop this conversation without talking about American R. Standard American English is a rhotic accent, and it means that wherever you see an R sound, R letter, you are going to pronounce that sound. Some of American accents are not rhotic accents, they are non-rhotic. British English is also non-rhotic, but we are talking about American English. In British English or in non-rhotic accents, you don't produce all of those R sounds. You only produce them if they are followed by a vowel sound, but this is a different topic. Don't make yourself confused with that. In American English, you are gonna produce those R letters, those R sounds. Like what? Like this. In American English, this word is car. In British, this is car. In American, here, here. Far, far. Sculpture, sculpture. Understand, understand. Understand, understand, understand. American R is kind of different than other R sounds in other languages. In American R, you create a curve with your tongue and you push your tongue to the backside of your mouth and create an R sound. R, R. And the more you push your back to the backside of your mouth, you create a more strong R sound, which reflects that you have a more southern accent. To be able to create the sound, practice saying this word. Ear, 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 ear. And one of the crucial things about American English is T sounds. T sounds are so important in American English, and without T sounds, it's impossible for you to sound like an American. There are several T sounds, but I'm gonna tell you the most important 4 ones. If you master these 4 ones, you can sound like an American. And the first T sound is flap T. If there's a T letter between 2 vowel sounds in American English, that T becomes a soft D. In British English, you would hear this word as native, native, with a t sound, native. In American English, it's native, native, because there is a T in between 2 vowel sounds and it becomes a soft D. Positive in British, positive in American. City in British, city in American. It is in British, it is in American. You see, it's not one word, there are 2 different words, but still that T is located between 2 vowel sounds, so it becomes a soft D. Beautiful, beautiful. Flap T is so common in American English, and without flap T, you can't sound like an American. The second T is glottal T. This is called as glottal T because you create the sound with your glottis, which is your throat. To create this sound, first you should understand its logic, and you should make this practice. You know, when some people make a mistake, they create a sound like uh-oh. To be able to create this glottal T sound, first practice this uh-oh sound, even it's gonna sound creepy as fuck. Try to say uh-oh in your own room, uh-oh, uh-oh, because when you create this sound, first you stop the sound by using your throat and then you continue producing that sound like uh-oh, uh-oh, and you should feel that feeling at your throat when you create that uh-oh sound, and then you're gonna implement the same exact thing into T sounds. But which T sounds? If a syllable ends with a T and the next one has an N sound, you are gonna create that glottal T sound. Like what? Like this. Kitten, button, gotten, forgotten, cotton, certain, curtain, mountain, Manhattan. You see the T letters and then you see the N letters, right? Still, you can say kitten, button, gotten, forgotten, certain, mountain, Manhattan by using the true T sound. But if you want to sound more native, you should say Manhattan or certain instead of saying certain or Manhattan, because in America, people say there are certain diseases. They don't say certain. And the next T is drop T. Drop T happens when a T is followed by a consonant sound like lightning, not lightning. Next door, not next door. Left side. There's a stranger on the left side, not left side. Also, drop T happens when a T is coming after an N sound like internet, center, interview, Santa Claus. I don't understand. I went out. It's not I don't understand. I went out, internet, center, interview. Still you can pronounce like that, like internet, interview, but again, if you want to sound more native, you should say internet, center, Santa Claus. I don't understand. And the next T is stop T. Stop T happens when there's a T sound at the end of the word, like cute, shout, great, out, cat, can. Once again, you can say can't, cat, shout, great, out, but now you know to sound more native, you should say shout, cute. They're like, you are just about to create that T sound, but you stop yourself with pushing your tongue to the upside of your mouth, like cute, cute. You're just about to say cute, but you don't. Shout. I hope you can understand. And the fifth important thing is this: American words. If you use American R, flap T, open vowel sound, but if you use the British forms of some words, it's gonna sound awkward. You should say pants, not trousers. Lift. No. Elevator, not lift. Line, not queue. Subway, not underground. Bathroom, not toilet. And the last thing I want to say is using the American slangs. If you really want to become indistinguishable from American people, Native American speakers, you should learn their slangs and you should use them. When somebody tells you that I want to have a vanilla relationship, you should understand vanilla refers for ordinary. When somebody says I'm very hyped, you should understand he talks about I'm very excited. When somebody says I feel under the weather, you should understand she's not in her mood. And this one word is gonna teach you American accent. Because in British English, you would hear this word as water. Water. There is not an open vowel sound, there is not a flap T, and you don't pronounce the R letter in the end because this is British. Water. But in American accent, this is water. Water. Open vowel sound, flap T sound, which is sounding like a D, and R, American R, you pronounce that R. Water, not water. Can I have a water? Can I have a water? Right. So these are some basic things about American accent. But if you master these basic steps, you're gonna sound exactly like American people. Maybe this is confusing for you if it is your first time hearing such things like syllables, consonants, vowels, T sounds, American R, drop T, I don't know, the other ones. This can be confusing for you, but the more you get exposed to those kind of stuff, the more you will learn them. Maybe you can go and watch this video from scratch, from point zero, to understand them better, or maybe you can make some additional research in the internet to learn them more. Because the more you learn them, the more you're gonna realize these kind of things in daily speeches. You will notice that when somebody says, I can't understand you, you will be like, shit, I know, I can understand. There is ash sound, there is stop T, and like that. The more you notice them, the more you will be able to use them in your daily speech as well. So get exposed to these kind of stuff and learn them if possible. And keep watching these videos because I'm gonna share some other things, some other great stuff about English. The fastest way of sounding like more American is shadowing their sounds, words, and sentences. If you don't know what is shadowing technique, make sure you watch this video from the link up here or from the link in the description box, because in that video I explain what is shadowing technique and how you can use it. The other great method you can use is recording your voice and then listening your voice record, even it sounds creepy as fuck. And believe me, it's gonna sound creepy as fuck because listening your own voice is like, is it me? But believe me, the more you listen your own voice, you get used to it. But in the first place, it's gonna be creepy. Record your voice, listen it, try to understand what are those points that you sound different than Native Americans. What are your lacking points? What are your flaws? How can you improve yourself? If you keep doing that gradually, you will correct your mistakes and you will start sounding more native. It's gonna take time, of course, but these are the methods I used for myself. This is how I improved my pronunciation and my accent, and they work. So, as I told you, if you want to hear more tips and tricks about learning this English language, keep following this channel, because from now on, I will be sharing content about only learning and mastering this language. That's it for today's video. As always, I want to thank you for watching me in this video. If you like what I'm talking about on this channel, you can subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and share it with your friends and with your loved ones. If you do those kind of things, you will support me. That's the obvious part, but it's gonna be good for you as well, because the YouTube algorithm is gonna show you more similar videos like this one. We hope that more educative and entertaining ones. You can learn many things from them and you can enjoy them later. Other than that, take care of yourself until the next week. Until the next video, I'm gonna see you in next video, and bye.